Hello and welcome to WrestleRamble. This is Luke Owen, I'm Oli Davis, and today we're going to be going through our WWE Battleground 2017 predictions. If you want to go straight to the predictions, where they start with that epic kickoff match with Ty Dillinger and Aiden English. How many times have they wrestled on pay-per-view pre-shows? Click the timestamps in the video description below to be taken right there, or stay here just for a little bit while we're going to have a bit of a ramble. How's it going, Luke?
Good. Well, I wasn't in the studio yesterday.
No, I missed you.
I know, man. It's because I was busy editing the Punk video.
Yes.
So I had
The truth,
mate. Investigative journalism. So I was at home editing all day, watching WrestleMania 2010, followed up with SummerSlam 2010. I essentially wanted to watch the return of Bret Hart, but I didn't watch. I was going to watch the Raw as well, where he won the United States Championship.
I am forgetting because I forgot he was in that SummerSlam match when we were talking about this earlier. I was like, oh yeah, the WrestleMania return. That was rubbish because he couldn't take a bump, and it was kind of bullying Vince McMahon.
That match went on for so long.
Yeah.
It's really funny as well, because like when he does the first chair shot, the crowd go, yeah! Then after like the 20th, it's nothing. The crowd are completely dead. And the commentators are just like, at one point going, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, but then you reminded me, oh yeah, he was part of the Nexus big main event match at SummerSlam.
He was part of Team WWE, along with R-Truth, John Morrison, Chris Jericho, Edge,
and a returning
John Cena, and a returning D-Bry, Daniel Bryan. And I was mentioning earlier off camera that it was during heel Michael Cole era as well. So he's just like, he's a nerd, he's a dork, he wrestled on the lower leagues, on the minors, he's a loser. We need The Miz. The Miz is great.
And GFW have seen that 2010 Michael Cole and go, you know what? There's something in this.
We should make this our main angle for the majority of 2017.
Hey, Josh, can you be worse? Let's try that.
Also, not only that, but they did that for the majority of 2017, and it's led to nothing because Josh and JB are still just doing commentary together.
Yeah.
So it didn't get rid of anyone.
It was a really good way to get Josh off of commentary, turn him into a heel manager, which seems like a really good role for him. But they haven't done that, which is a shame.
No. Speaking of as well, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, what was the US Championship win? I've completely forgot that.
He won the US title from The Miz. And I can't even remember how he lost it now. But I didn't watch the Raw when he won it. Because I felt like, if memory serves, bearing in mind this is quite a hazy memory, 2010 is a very foggy period for me, aside from all the great Nexus stuff that was completely ruined at that SummerSlam main event. But I'm pretty sure that Bret Hart won the US title from The Miz, and then I don't remember how he lost it. But it felt like they were actually building towards Daniel Bryan winning the US Championship off The Miz because they were in a feud.
Yeah, because they used to be
someone else.
They used to be a mentor and protege on NXT.
A great rib on the IWC as well. I mean, like they did that on purpose.
Internet Wrestling Community, that stands for.
Everyone reacted exactly how they wanted them to react. It was so great. I remember, because I at the time was fuming. I was furious. I remember Brian Alvarez went on an epic rant on the Brian and Vinny show. Only because, like, A, The Miz was his mentor, but B, because they'd renamed it to Daniel Bryan. And he was just like, what was the point? Like, the name is basically the same. What have you changed?
He likes to go on a rant, doesn't he?
Also, the first season of NXT, which had Darren Young in it, with his big spiky hair at the time, he looked just like
Negative John Cena.
Yeah. And he was introduced on NXT as having immeasurable strength. Like, he's just so strong, you can't measure it.
He's off the charts.
There is nothing you can measure his strength against. It's immeasurable.
So you're not going to...
I was about to ask.
You're not going to ask me about my hair?
Because I was about to say I haven't been in the studio yesterday, you've had a haircut.
That was a 4-minute build-up to that question.
Well, I started talking about wrestling on this wrestling show.
Well, and I want to talk about hair on a wrestling show.
But you've had a haircut.
I've had a haircut.
It's very snazzy.
You might notice. Well, excuse me. I wanted to try out the new barbers that had opened up. And it was a Turkish barbers. It's down my road. It was now geographically the closest hairdressers to me. So I popped down there. They just opened on Monday.
Ooh.
So
What's it called?
I think it's called Cutthroat.
Oh, hello.
pretty strong. Your hairdresser's is called the Razor's Edge.
The Razor's Edge, yeah.
Which is brilliantly tied in.
Yeah, down that end of my road is the Razor's Edge, and then up the other end is Luke's.
Only themed around stuff that you like.
Yeah, and my name.
And your name. So I go in, and they gave me a good service, I would say. I wanted I don't know if you noticed, but over the last week, been a bit bushy on the beard, hair's been a bit erratic, and it's because I wanted to get my money's worth. I wanted to see, let's see what you can do with this state. So I go in and I tell them all the bits they want. I have a cutthroat shave, which is really nice. And I was like, this is going pretty well. And then they wrap the towel round the head. You ever had that with a warm towel? And you just sit there. It's really nice. They do it whenever you have a cutthroat shave. The idea is they do that for you. And I've got the towel wrapped around my head. Can't see anything. I'm just going, this is warm and toasty and nice. All of a sudden, my arm is picked up. I'm like, what's happening? And then after that, I feel this cool, like, oozy liquid dribbled all over my arm. I'm like, what's happening here? And then...
Oh, hello.
He starts giving me this amazing massage. I'm like, and then, because I didn't know it was happening, I wasn't prepared for it. I just went, Just one noise creeped out, and I couldn't see anyone. So but essentially I made a sex noise in front of the new barber that was really good and I want to go back to.
Yeah.
And he was a lot happier after the massage than he was before. Like I felt like he had a smirk. I could be subconsciously placing that on him because I felt a bit insecure after that.
I mean, he was a man who just poured some hot liquids on your arm.
It was amazing.
I mean, that could have been anything. Some might say it was warm honey or massage oil, but some would say that was
blimey, if it was
worse.
If it was what you're alluding to, it was a heck of a lot because he covered my arm in this stuff. And then really well rubbed it in. I
don't know, man. I've seen it done.
It's just, if that's what it takes. My hands are so soft because of this mystery liquid. I'm hoping it was baby oil.
I have heard that it's good for the skin, so yeah,
okay.
Perhaps.
So anyway,
talking about Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shall we finally talk about Battleground?
Yes, let's talk about
Hi, people who just clipped the timestamp, if it worked.
No, sorry, before we do, I've got a little gift for you. So, the PR company you and I were talking about earlier, they sent me something in the mail.
No.
They did indeed, and I don't
really
want
it. Is it an addition to our set?
It is, because I don't really need it in the house, so I thought I would bring it for the set. It is a WWE Superstar microphone.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's one of those echo ones as well, so that when you speak into it, it echoes.
Hello? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's not got a battery in it, just...
No, it's just like a little... I think
analog.
It's a coil that rattles, basically.
I wonder how this picks up on the mic through the mic. Oh, probably shouldn't tap it. I can't remember how he used to do it. Mr. Kennedy!
I was about to say, is that the promo you're going to go with?
Yeah. What are you going to go for?
I don't know, because I was going to go, well, that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Another great impression.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good gimmick as well.
Yeah.
We can make a lot of jokes around this in the news. We could do robotic interviewer things.
Yes, we could do, yeah.
Oh, actually, but this picks up... How far does that work away? Talk.
Hello, 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 hello. I think it's got to be at a certain angle.
That was what happened also to me after. It's the vision. A certain angle, you say? Do you? No. I think it's best front on.
Yeah, but we could do the my guest at this time.
Wait, if people are listening to this on the podcast, do they know what the hell we're doing here?
Probably not, no. But,
it's a microphone.
Head to YouTube.
Yeah.
So I showed this. My lady partner came home yesterday, and I said, like, look what I got in the post. Like, waving it around quite proudly, as I often do. And she said to me, she goes, oh, I had one of these when I was a little girl. And I was like...
don't ruin it.
I was like, oh, what? And she was like, oh, yeah, but it wasn't WWE branded. It was a like a superstar singing microphone.
Right, like a Beyonce.
Yeah. Well,
probably a lot younger.
Probably been like a Britney Spears or like for her age bracket.
Where's it gonna sit? Right behind
There you go.
the Money in the Bank briefcase. Okay.
Right, now we can do Battleground predictions.
Quick cough out the way. Finally, if you've clicked the timestamp, you didn't miss anything. You missed a lot of dick jokes. So let's kick off with the kickoff. Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English.
I didn't know this match was announced until we did this rundown,
Yeah.
and I burst out laughing. Because it's like, is this the only person Ty Dillinger's allowed to face?
But you had a weird reaction because first you burst out laughing and then you went, "Ah, no!" Like
It's the same thing. It's for the same reason. It was like, come on, guys!
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's these two lads just facing off against each other all the time. He's either fighting Aiden English or he's losing to Jinder Mahal.
Has there been any build on actual SmackDown TV for this?
No.
Is there a main event angle I don't know about?
Is the main event crossover?
I don't know if
Is
that's
it?
canon.
I was going to say, is it canon?
The
Because Galantis and a babyface is on main event.
and they seem to do a few bits online as well. Like so that the 15,000 people who watched that clip on YouTube, here's the payoff. They fought on the previous one. I think Ty won.
And I think they fought on the one previous to that as well.
Oh, jeez.
And
It's becoming the new Ryback and Callisto, isn't it?
I found out yesterday, we've been pissing and moaning about Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Do you know, over their career, they've only had 10 singles matches? It's
Wow.
only 10. It feels so much more.
It's like Randy Orton and John Cena felt like they just fought each other every week for 3 years.
Yeah.
Actually, they've only had about 200 matches, so it's surprising.
But the last time we saw Aiden English, obviously we saw him backstage during the Fashion Files skit.
The X-Files skit, yeah.
But prior to that, he was being RKO'd by Randy Orton. And
yeah.
he won. He beat Randy Orton.
By DQ.
By DQ.
When Randy Orton hit him with some steps.
Yeah, the sweetest of all victories.
Yeah. So, he's coming off a big win against Randy Orton, who's challenging for the title. So, Ty's won both, to my knowledge, so far.
I don't want to spoil my prediction here, but I'm going Ty.
So we're both going Ty. This, by the way, these predictions mean something because right now it's neck and neck, isn't it? It's 2-2 in accumulative predictions and fantasy booking warfare wins.
And I think this is our last prediction. Because next week is the end of the month.
Exactly.
So really, it all rests on this.
And there's not going to be many predictions for a month period after this as well, because SummerSlam is the next one, and that's on the 20th. Is it the 20th?
20th of August, yeah. I was updating my calendar yesterday.
Because I know Mayweather and
McGregor.
I was going to say Mayweather and Floyd. Shows how much I follow
You're just
combat sports.
You're like Dave. Yeah, Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio talking about the McGregor Mayweather fight. Just kept saying McGregor for every name.
Did he?
Yeah.
There's one way to get around it.
Yeah, just
Backlash.
it'd be like it's the Conor v McGregor fight, and he just kept he never said Floyd's name right. It's like Jim Ross and the Hardys.
I'd pay for fake Conor versus Conor McGregor. UFC haven't done a fake wrestler
like a
storyline.
fake Diesel and fake Razor.
Yeah, make it a legitimate child. You know, UFC aren't doing that well this year.
The Underfaker.
Yeah.
Fake Kane was Luke Gallows.
Yes, he was. There was a point originally. Oh, yes, so that fight is the week after SummerSlam.
Oh,
there
is
we
it?
go. Because there was some concern, like, are people going to fork out for both?
Well,
Be interesting.
It's on the network, then. You could just get the month's free trial and cancel after that, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But I wonder as well, actually, whether they will try. They're going to have a real
It'll still be
push.
on pay-per-view, though.
Oh, yeah. But no one really buying on pay-per-view now, are they? But I wonder if they'll do a real push now to try and get McGregor and Mayweather at SummerSlam to do something.
That would be a real big coup for them. And, of course, Floyd's got the existing
ties
with his Big Show win.
Yep.
And so we're both going Ty here.
It's friendships with Triple H.
Yeah, they're best buds.
Triple H accompanied him to the ring. A CM Punk idea they stole.
Okay, so this isn't... The first match we've got down here isn't typically actually a match. It's Breezango's big reveal, because it's said on the last Fashion Files skit to be concluded at Battleground. Who has been trashing the Fashion Police's office? Who is Breezango's tormentor? Might not be revealed, like the Ascension one, the pay-per-view before.
I think this is where we're actually finally going to get the reveal.
I agree. Now, you said you've got an idea. I've got two ideas. I don't know which one I'm going to go for.
What are your ideas?
Yeah, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because mine's not very creative. Mine is literally like I'm just thinking of 2 people on the roster that it could possibly be.
Same here, really.
Yeah.
Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
That's who I was going to say. Yeah.
So
a reunited Wyatt family,
which would be really nice because I love the Wyatt family. I want them all to be working for the big cause of Bray Wyatt. I want Braun Strowman to kind of have a weird alliance with Bray as well. I think that would be nice on Raw. You've got these other 2 on SmackDown tearing it up. But the last time we saw them, they were butting heads fighting each other.
Yeah, Eric Rowan beat him on pay-per-view, if you remember correctly.
Was that a pre-show? I can't...
No, I think it was,
that a buffer?
It was on the main show.
Wow.
Was it on pay-per-view or was it on SmackDown?
Maybe it was both. They had a few matches.
Yeah, God, I can't remember. It's all just blurs into one now.
Yeah, so there are... This is by a process of elimination thing. Usos, tag champs, not going to be them.
Mm-hmm.
New Dave got bigger things to fry. We all thought it was going to be American Alpha because they haven't been around a lot recently.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case because Jordan's on Raw, being Kurt Angle's son.
Mm-hmm.
The Colognes, Epico's injured, I think, out of the 2.
Yep.
The Ascension, they've already done that. So who's left? The Hype Bros have broken up or are on the way.
And they already investigated the Hype Bros and it turned out it wasn't them.
Yeah.
A few people in the comment section have suggested it might be the Singh brothers, but
well, that's not a bad shout.
I don't know. I don't think that. I think that if you're going to do the Singh brothers, or if you're going to put the Singh brothers into a feud, because they're so tied to the main event with Jinder Mahal, you don't want to be putting them into a very low down lower card comedy angle. What you want to be doing is putting them in, like, if you're going to put them in a tag team, you want to put them in like a tag team title match.
But it could be a nice way to introduce them, and then they can go on to bigger things once they've really beaten up Breezango badly.
Perhaps, but I've got a prediction of what I would like to see the Singh brothers do at SummerSlam, which we can come on to when we talk about the main event.
Okay. There's one other I had.
Yes, what was your other one?
Well, it's an NXT call-up.
Well, you see, I was going to suggest it might be an NXT call-up until I went through the NXT tag teams.
Yeah.
You got Sanity, who are currently embroiled in feuds in NXT. The Authors of Pain, current champions. Heavy Machinery, baby faces, although I suppose you could bring them up as heels. Mm-hmm. And they got like the big hulking mass, so they'd be quite good to introduce them through that way. And then that's it, really. Because
TM61 still injured.
Yeah, they're injured. Yes, you got TM61. DIY obviously no more. You have got the Ely brothers, but like they are not ready to get the call up or anything, and they have no character other than the fact that they are brothers and they look the same.
What about those street guys?
Oh, Street Profits that go Crime Time 2.0.
I like their promos.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It does feel like a less racially insensitive Crime Time.
Yeah. I'm all for less racially insensitive. I want it to be racially sensitive.
Yeah.
So what are you going to go for then for Breezango?
I'm going to go...
The big reveal.
I think I'm going to go Harper and Rowan.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go Harper and Rowan. That was my feeling earlier in the week, and it's still my feeling now. So, and to be honest, it gets Harper back on TV, so I think I could go. I'd like to see that.
It's just they were feuding. There's a lot at stake here.
Also, as well, I would rather it not be Harper and Rowan because I feel that Luke Harper still had a decent babyface run in him, and doing this would just turn him back heel again.
It would undo everything.
Yeah, I mean, like the Randy Orton feud killed him dead anyway because they didn't do anything with him afterwards.
But he's been off TV for so long that momentum's gone anyway.
Exactly. So you may as well turn him heel, I suppose.
I'm also going to go Harper and Rowan.
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't the one where I should try and be crazy and suggest a draw. Okay, next up we got Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis.
A rematch from this Tuesday SmackDown.
Which Sami was dominating. He dominated all the way through. Maria got in the ring, was like, no, don't do your finisher. And Mike Kanellis came out with I thought it was a pretty good punch, to Sami, and then hit him with his
Samoan
driver finish and made the pin. Nobody looked good, I thought, coming out of that.
Not really.
So this is the rematch, a grudge rematch.
Yeah. You said I went first last time. Do you want to put your name down?
Well, I said Harper and Rowan last time.
I know, but then I said I'm actually going with Harper and Rowan.
I'm going to go Mike.
So am I.
Damn it. Oh, it's close. It's close.
Yeah, no, I'm going Mike Kanellis.
This is his debut pay-per-view match.
I almost feel they're going to do the exact same finish they did on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a bad way to debut. Like, that was the go-home show, right? if I was booking that angle, I wouldn't put them in a match where Sami's winning and then Mike just gets the fluke win at the end because of interference. You'd have Sami Zayn come down to the ring and then Mike blindside him, beat him the hell up. That's your hot thing into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Not, let's already have the match and now you get to see the match again as your hook. Like, where's that? Tease out the match.
Exactly. I'd have had Mike and Maria come out to interrupt Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Like, in a match. And then he's like, wait, what's doing? Leads up to a distraction roll-up, WWE's favourite finish from 2 years ago. And then, if you start out talking smack, or a backstage promo where they were just like, and that's what happens when Sami Zayn interrupts us.
Yeah, he's not got the love. You know what I miss? And I don't know, maybe it's because you've been watching so much WCW in the background in the studio. I miss a great ref bump. He's out for the count. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Someone runs in. Booms the baby face.
Yeah.
Heel gets the pin. Referee didn't see it.
I mean, you talk about, we've mentioned that WWE used to love, like, they have a finish that they just love. Vince Russo, his favourite finish was the ref bump. Someone run in, doing an attack. My favourite is when the referee is distracted and then, like,
terrible.
you know, like someone, like, if it was Matt Hardy against X-Pac, and then Prince Albert's on the outside and it's distracting the referee, and then Just Incredible runs in and does this big, huge move, and the ring completely shakes. And
referee doesn't know what's
referee's
happening.
None the
Wow,
wiser.
sounds like there's some action going on behind me.
I should probably turn around. Oh, X-Pac's got the pin. On.
For all the love that New Japan gets, and rightly so, because it is incredible wrestling and great, long thought-out storylines, they cannot book their referees well, because what you just described would happen, but the referee would be looking right at it, going, "No, don't do that.
If you could stop that, would be great.
Please don't do that. Okay, you've done it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sorry guys, my hands are. I don't really have any authority here."
Yeah, TNA used to love doing the ref bump finish as well.
My favourite TNA ref bump was when
Bully Ray.
Bully Ray, yeah, he gets him up for the powerbomb through the table. The foot was obviously meant to hit the referee in the head. If you haven't seen this, I'm sure someone will link to it in the
it's Bobby
comments.
Roode.
Okay.
So he goes to powerbomb Bobby Roode, and the idea was that as he lifted him up, yeah, you're right, that he would hit the referee and the referee would go down.
Completely misses the referee by about a foot.
Yeah.
A visible foot. And the referee just goes, there's a pause, because he's like, I haven't been hit. I'm going to do it anyway. Judders, and then just foot takes a back bump.
It essentially goes into, in a video game, his preset animation, his ref bump animation is like,
He's glitched out. Referee.x has failed. Is that how you pronounce that out loud?
No, I just said
EXE?
Exe. Yeah, I've said an exe file.
GIF, GIF, who the hell knows? So we both gone for Mike
GIF.
there. Well, it's not good.
That's a poke the bear argument, which I like to have. With
Next up, we've got Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Natalya versus Tamina versus Lana. Becky Lynch is the only one with 2 names there. In a 5-way...
Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, but she's just Charlotte now, isn't she? Like
so
Madonna.
Charlotte Flair.
Oh, she gone back to being Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, they flip-flop it every
They
now
do,
and again.
don't
But
they?
yeah, she came out on SmackDown as Charlotte Flair. Excuse me.
That was your one.
That was my breakfast
So this is
repeating
a
on me.
5-way elimination match.
Yeah.
I like elimination matches.
I do too. I just wish the SmackDown could be a bit more creative with its women's division than just doing, let's just put all the women in one match. And they'll just eliminate each other, and no one gets over.
It means they don't. It's a lazy way of storytelling because they don't have to book personal singles feuds, which is, it takes a bit more effort to come up with that.
Yeah, but they've done that for none of these matches. So I mean, they've got time to spare.
It's such a regressive way of thinking with the whole women's revolution thing. Let's just get them all on. And when really that isn't it's not the quantity that matters, it's the quality of the feuds.
I was going to say, when I was watching SummerSlam 2010, the women's match on there for the Divas Championship way back when was Melina versus Alicia Fox.
Not the match.
No, it wasn't the match. No, because the one that it wasn't Naomi. It was the other one from the Funkadactyls. No, what was her name? Cameron,
yes.
Cameron, it was her favourite match was Melina and Alicia Fox from Raw.
Not the SummerSlam Classic.
The SummerSlam Classic, unfortunately.
So who are you going to go for here?
I'm...
Should we go through the build a bit? There's been Charlotte and Becky had the SmackDown match this week. Becky Lynch made Charlotte tap clean. That's pretty impressive. Becky is the most over out of everyone, I would say. Yeah. Charlotte's really taken off the boil since she's moved over to SmackDown.
I almost feel like Yeah, do you know what I think I'm going to go for here? I'm going to predict a Natalya win.
Oh.
I'm going to predict a Natalya win, and it's going to come down to Natalya and Charlotte. Tell a lie. It's going to come down to Natalya and Becky Lynch, and Charlotte's going to turn heel on Becky and knock her out, and Natalya will win. Because you've got that from I can't remember the day, Tuesday SmackDown, when Becky Lynch beat her and she begrudgingly shook her hands.
They had a shake, didn't
and
they?
I wonder if Becky's going to eliminate her again in this match, and that will cause Charlotte to turn heel, or a tease of a turn. But I still think Natalya's going to win.
I am much more pessimistic about this match. I never even had to... Natalya is below Tamina in my estimates here.
She's not. Absolutely not.
So what I think's going to happen, because it's just so weird that they're building up this Lana Tamina storyline. There's a lot of furore about Lana when she came in and had her debut match. And now 3 losing efforts, 3 really poor showing losing efforts against Naomi. The idea is she's no good. What a gimmick. But now Tamina's started coming out and helping her. I think that's the only real alliance in here. I think Lana's winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Lana winning.
Why would they do... I don't know. They had the Lana and Naomi stuff pre-existing. And maybe... I don't know.
Building to SummerSlam, though.
I know. But maybe that's a cash-in. Maybe the match doesn't matter. Maybe it's the cash-in from Carmella that matters at SummerSlam.
Maybe, yeah.
So I'm going to go for Lana. That's the first one we've differed on.
What if Charlotte wins?
Well,
neither
of us win. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the United States. I saw you, and I thought Universal. US title. Of course, AJ Styles won this from Owens 2 weeks ago on a house show of all places.
In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they love their MSG. So... Isn't MSG the substance they put in Chinese food?
Yes,
monosodium glutamate.
I wouldn't have known what it stood for, but I know that's what they put it in.
It's the substance that makes me sweat all night long after a Chinese.
And it's
not even hot.
There's a whole chapter about it in Fast Food Nation.
Luke just wanted to drop the fact that he read a book last year about food.
Actually, I think you're fine. I read it earlier this year. I was actually trying to remember the title of it.
I think in that book I read.
That book I read.
Might I mention that I read?
The one about the dangers of fast food and global corporations.
Well done, Luke.
Thanks, man.
You're so socially conscious.
I've also started reading No Logo. I've become a proper
Oh, wow. That was like the thing everyone used to pass around at uni.
I know, yeah. It was on my lady partner's suggested reading list for her dissertation.
Shows where your allegiances lie.
Lefty liberals.
When everyone was reading that, I was reading What's Left? A deconstruction of the left-wing politics from a liberal standpoint.
When I was at university, I was reading Daredevil.
Yep. Well, there was a heavy amount of comic books. It wasn't all
lefty liberal nonsense.
No.
I wasn't reading any books when I was at university. I didn't have any exams.
Graphic novels are books.
They're not graphic novels, though, are they? They're
What are they now?
Trade paperbacks.
TPPs.
I've never called them graphic novels because they're just collected comics. So
I always called them trades.
Yeah,
that's how I knew them, and then people started calling them graphic novels.
That's because that was the leftist elite who didn't want to reveal that they enjoyed reading comic books, so they had to give it this fancy schmancy name of being like, oh no, actually, it's a graphic novel. Actually.
I think it was when Watchmen went on Time's 100 best novels of all time.
And you can't have a comic book.
It's got pictures.
Oh, it's a comic book. They're really rubbish, and I don't like them. They're for children. So they had to come up with this fancy schmancy term.
Which is a long way of saying, I think AJ Styles is retaining.
Yes, so do I.
Oh, do you?
Yes. I think that AJ is going to retain, and I think it's going to be AJ Nakamura at SummerSlam for the United States Championship.
They've been pushing that hard.
And they did it on Tuesday's show as well, when he had the backstage segment, and he looked at the title and just said, like, you call, I'll answer.
It's been a nice build, the AJ Nakamura thing. The Money in the Bank showdown was really nice.
So it was the best thing in the match.
But remember your fantasy booking?
Yes.
Where they didn't touch for a whole year, and then they had a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. But, we've got to hotshot these things. So I think it's going to be AJ Nak at SummerSlam.
Well, it could also be, here's another one. I'm stealing this from Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer. He said if AJ wins this, John Cena wins his flag match, the United States flag.
Ah.
Maybe it's an AJ Cena rematch at SummerSlam.
1 year on.
Yeah, because they're pretty damn good in the ring together. So yeah, I don't know what way it's going to go.
Did you do Nakamura then?
Baron Corbin again.
Great.
The one thing, KO Nakamura, they haven't wrestled.
They wrestled on SmackDown, I think. The tag matches they certainly have anyway. Oh, no, I think they've had a singles match as well. Yeah.
So Owens, I love Steen. I love Owens. I referenced his non-slave name there by accident. I want him to lose so he can ditch this US gimmick, face of America. He's so much better than that. He doesn't need a gimmick in those cartoonish terms.
It's just really not working.
I mean, he has done really well with it in terms of I've been given this gimmick. All right, suit, new haircut. I'm not going to walk over my face when I come out.
That's the best thing about it, yeah.
Yeah, so he's done everything he can, but there's only so much he can do with a turd.
Especially when... So they gave him this gimmick of being the new face of America because he was the United States champion. He's lost it twice. He's a pretty rubbish face of America.
Yeah. And one was for one night against 2 nights against Chris Jericho, and then it was a house show.
Yeah.
So it's not like this epic run.
And in between those two championship wins, he was losing every week on SmackDown because he always takes the pinfall in tag matches.
It's crazy for the majority of the end of last year and this year. Kevin Owens was the Universal Champion, the top title in the company. He was one of the hottest acts with Chris Jericho, got us through so many Raws. But that has harmed him in my eyes because as great as the Jericho Owens thing was, he was playing second comedy straight man fiddle to Jericho. And there was nothing broken with his prize fighter gimmick. That's Kevin Owens is a prize fighter. I'm just going to beat you up. Because I need to provide for my family, when really he doesn't need to because he's already got money.
Yeah, I loved that. So when he came up from NXT, he was just like, well, no, I'm a prize fighter, and that's a prize. If I have that prize, I get more money.
Yeah.
I loved that. That angle is great.
It's what Michael Keaton's Vulture should have been in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
It was there, but you just needed to build on it more. Okay, well.
Brings us on to Corbs.
Nakamura versus Corbin. Not Jeremy. Baron Corbin. So,
Baroness Corbin.
Man, I don't care about a Nakamura match on the main roster. And it's been 3 months since he debuted. Nice one, SmackDown. You've been real good recently.
I'll get this out of my system now. I think this is going to go to a draw.
You love predicting draws.
I predicted once. We've been doing this for a few months. We're doing this since WrestleMania, and I predicted one draw.
100% of the last 2 prediction shows we've done. You predicted a draw now.
Fair enough. I am going to say a draw, though, because you don't want to be beating Nakamura just yet. And you've got to keep Corbin strong because he's Money in the Bank. Although, they use...
They beat the Money in the Bank guy a lot.
They beat the Money in the Bank guy a lot.
Realise that as you said that.
Because I was going to say, I think Corbin's going to cash in at SummerSlam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'll come on to that when we talk about the main event. But yeah, maybe I am going to go Nakamura then because he's got the Money in the Bank and they think that'll protect him. I changed my mind. I'm going Nakamura. I've talked myself out of it.
You're going Nakamura?
I'm going Nak. If this ends up in a draw now, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Well, I'm thinking... Man, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Corbin walks out. Nakamura wins by Corbin walking out.
Yeah, I could see. Oh, yes, I can see them doing that. But then Nakamura does technically win, so yeah, that's fine with me.
So I'm also going Nak.
So we've only gone one difference so far,
and it's all at the moment. It's all on that women's elimination match.
Jeez,
and it could be neither of us could win that.
Yeah,
one.
Which means I suppose the prize money carries over,
or we just both get a point.
Yeah, no, but that's the last one. It's for the month.
But then we got the fantasy booking next week, so it'll all come down to that.
Oh, I suppose it will do.
Oh my! Oh my!
Oh my God!
Mamma mia! I had to use a Mauro Ranello instead.
Tope suicida. Mamma mia!
The Usos versus the New Day. So I'll go first on this one because you went first on the last one. I don't actually know. I haven't thought about this a great deal. I think the Usos are great champs at the moment. They walked out at the end of a pretty damn good match at the last pay-per-view. So the New Day won, but they didn't get the belts because it was that crappy finish. New Day are the biggest stars. New Day don't need the belts. They can feud with another whatever tag team there are. It's probably going to build to an Usos New Day ladder match at SummerSlam. I would like to see that. I'm going to say Usos.
Yes, so am I, because I think they're going to have the rematch at SummerSlam, which is when the New Day will get the tag belts. And yeah, I wonder if they will do it. I'd like to see them do it as a gimmick match rather than just do a straight 2-on-2 again. I'd like to see them do it. That'd be quite cool, actually.
And SummerSlam ladder match that takes me back to the first TLC at SummerSlam 2000.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So then we have, speaking of gimmick matches, one that isn't. We've got 2 gimmick matches coming up, neither of which are really that good. The flag match.
Oh, I hate a flag match, mate. Actually, no, I hate the flag match, but I hate the 4 corner match more.
Well, you have to make them tap each.
Yeah, I hate those matches.
That can have some good psychology. Who was it? Oh, was that a ball rope match?
It's a ball rope match, isn't it?
When they're tied to each other.
And actually, these two had a ball rope match at a pay-per-view when they were feuding last time over the US Championship. And that's when they had like the big lights thing. Because they always do the same spot as well, which is when like one of them carries them on their back and they walk over and they tap it. And as they turn around, unbeknownst to them, the babyface, is also tapping it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice spot. So the idea is you get your flag from the turnbuckle bit where it's held and you go to the top of the ramp and you plant it in the ground.
Oh, is that what it is? I just thought you had to take the flag out and that was it. Yeah, I think that was it.
Man, I can't remember. How do they win this match?
This is a bit like when they did the kendo stick on a pole match at Extreme Rules, where they just said, it's a kendo stick on a pole match, without really explaining what a kendo stick on a pole match was.
Or the first Punjabi prison match.
Oh, no, but they had the Singh brothers come out and just say, like, it's simple, really.
But the very first one, and Michael Cole said, oh, God, we've got to explain this now. Here's 10 minutes of exposition before it starts.
And then poor old Justin Roberts had to do it on the second one, where it's like, the rules are very simple. There are no rules.
Yeah. Oh, what a promo. So yeah, it's.
Did that my usual Jinder voice. There are no rules.
So I'm gonna go John Cena.
I mean, it's fairly obvious. It's John Cena. Yeah.
He loves America.
He loves America more than WWE likes pushing new stars. So it's gonna be John Cena.
What a way! This is the most John Cena way John Cena could win a match.
Yeah.
Holding the United States flag above his face, punching a foreigner.
If they could organise it, he would have an eagle swoop down and land on his arm.
Like that Magnum advert. Have you seen that recently?
I thought you were going to say like the opening of Slammiversary this year, where they had the owl fly down. They had the Anthem owl fly in.
No, there's a very bizarre advert for an ice cream bar where a guy's like, at a party, look at that sexy lady over there at this rooftop party. Goes over to her. She eats a Magnum, this new Magnum, and this massive eagle comes out of nowhere and lands on her arm. And the guy's like, actually, probably not. And walks up. But like, it's done from a lady empowering way. Like, I'm a lady and I'm eating this and I have the eagle. And the guy's like, well, you're so powerful. But to me, that comes off as, who the hell is this? What the? Why are we not more worried about this eagle on this woman's arm?
Is anyone else reacting?
That is massive. No one else reacts. It's a massive bird of prey.
This is a bit like that KP advert at the moment with the KP nuts.
Oh, that's a terrible advert.
There's an elephant in the room. Literally, an elephant in the room. And everyone's just like, cool, it's an elephant.
I've been trying to reverse engineer that advert as well. I'm like, well, they must have been brainstorming peanuts. We're advertising peanuts. Yeah. Who likes peanuts?
Dumbo.
Elephants. Dumbo. Okay, what elephant in the room. Make it. Okay, let's not think anything more about that. Put in a crap pun at the end and we're sorted.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope that travels to the United States audiences.
We thought that Fudge Packer wouldn't, and it turns out it did.
But not to Germany.
Oh, did it not?
No. Dan, the mayor of Painesville, said, never heard Fudge Packer, but now I will use it all the time.
He's a good lad, him. Yes. He's a good egg.
Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton in the Punjabi prison match to end the show for the WWE Championship, which means there's going to be a massive thing above the ring. It's going to be all of the show.
I wonder, do you think this will be the main event? Or will the flag match be the main event?
Oh, whoa. Logistically, it's easier to do it at the end because you don't have to bring it up afterwards.
But this is what I was going to say. I wonder if they'll do it as the opening match.
Whoa.
Because
You've blown my mind, man.
Yeah, open with the Punjabi prison. And
a
then
WWE title match to open the show. Last time they did that was in the debates, do you remember? And John Cena, AJ Styles, someone else. It was a three-way, I'm pretty sure. Maybe Dean Ambrose. They opened whatever pay-per-view that was, probably Backlash, because they had the presidential debates on late that night.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah. I think... I wonder if they'll do that and then build to... John Cena, John Cena's big pay-per-view return.
So does this tie into what you were talking about with the Singh brothers?
Yeah. Okay. So
your placement of this match.
Yeah. So my prediction, I think Jinder's going to win. I think Jinder's going to get his third straight pay-per-view win over Randall K. Orton. But I do. Here's how I would like to. Because problem was I was thinking like, okay, if Jinder wins, what do you do with Randy come SummerSlam? And I was like, oh, I mean, you want to have Randy.
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
You came.
And you gave me an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I would have Jinder win due to further interference from the Singh brothers. Perhaps Randy is at the top about to get up, and the Singh brothers just run up and just punch him, and he falls back down, allowing Jinder to climb over and win. And then at SummerSlam, you do Randy against the Singh brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and it is just nothing but a complete domination and squash. Because, like, Randy doesn't need to have a big storyline. He just needs to just beat up the Singh brothers every week on SmackDown, then have them as a 2-on-1 handicap match, beat them up, RKO, 1, 2, 3, Randy wins. The crowd's happy.
Do you want the Singh brothers to die? No. Have you seen how Randy so easily and carelessly flips them over his head?
He was more gentle with them the second time round.
He was. That shot when he dropped one of the Singh brothers on his head. When he's meant to be hating them. He's like, oops, I think I hurt that one.
So funny.
Not meant to do that in a wrestling match.
So yeah, that's what I could see that. And then going with Jinder Cena at SummerSlam for Cena's 17th title win, where Cena wins and Baron cashes in and ruins his celebration.
So that'd be 2 week record-breaking reigns for Cena.
Record tying and then record breaking,
yeah. I've just, as we've been talking about this, I just realised something. SummerSlam last year ended with the very visceral angle of Brock Lesnar bloodying up Randy Orton with those elbows to the head. And the idea was, apparently, that all the stuff that Randy Orton got afterwards, including that big win at WrestleMania and his title feud afterwards, was if you do this for us, you get busted open, this is what you get in return.
Yeah.
So now we're at the end of this Randy Orton's favour year, and it really...
And he's lost 3 times to Jinder Mahal.
But it was so good in that first half, the Viper in the family storyline with Bray Wyatt, and then it's just fallen off a cliff.
Dropped the ball 100%.
And this is the... I mean, SmackDown's ratings have been good since Cena came back, but Jinder is not a draw as champion.
No, he's not. But they've given you no reason to think he's a draw. Like, they had that one great video package where they were showing, like, all the India footage.
Yeah, news reports and stuff.
Do some vignettes of him out in India, like, being treated as a hero. Like, that's... like, it's so simple to do. Instead, the build for every single one of these Randy Jinder matches has been exactly the same, which is that one of them comes out, cuts a promo on the other, and then walks to the back. It's been the same thing now.
Yeah.
Month after month they've been doing this. It's utterly boring.
Yeah, so we're both going Jinder.
I think it's going to be Jinder. I'm pretty sure they're going to do... My gut tells me it's going to be Jinder Cena. The conquering United States flag-carrying John Cena is going to finally take down that evil, no-good foreigner. I've conquered one foreigner, now it's you next, and then whichever the other next evil foreigner we've got on the under contract.
They haven't
Mustafa
really got...
Ali. Not Mustafa Ali, Daivari.
Yeah, they haven't really got any other major baby faces that can go up against Jinder at SummerSlam, have they?
No.
Racking my brain here.
Well, certainly not with AJ being in his US title
It's
picture.
AJ or Jinder, yeah. So for a title, that's who Cena's going to face. And I just thought in the back of my head, Chad Gable could be... But I don't want him in a WWE title picture right away. I don't want him in a US title picture either. I want that to come later on in the year after building him up. Maybe they're going to put... If Cena goes with Jinder, maybe Gable takes on AJ for the US title.
What about Nak?
Oh, I forgot about... maybe Nakamura Jinder. Can't have two foreigners. Be heel versus heel when Vince is mind.
Sorry, I really got a laugh caught in the back of my throat there. So we've only gone differently on one.
Wow, it all comes down to that.
It comes down to the elimination match, and even then, we both could be wrong.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. Of course, this is at stake. Whatever is in this briefcase, it's mine at the moment. I don't want anyone to find out what's in it. It could be an illegitimate son.
Well, I was about to say, a lot of people in the comments are theorising that I am your illegitimate child. However, I am 2 years older?
It doesn't work out timeline-wise,
does
it?
No.
But that hasn't stopped WWE in the past. So yeah, if I want to keep this secret safe, of course. Luke wants to reveal the secret to the world, being the Corey Graves knobhead that he is.
I did find out the code, and then you changed it after you hit me with a chair.
Yeah. Sorry about that, man.
It's okay.
Got violent. But that's all we've got time for
Hot damn.
today. Are there any plugs? There's a podcast version of this now, so head over to iTunes and subscribe to that to get it delivered to you in audio-only format.
And you get loads of visual jokes that don't work in an audio medium.
That's fun, like in a bit where I'm now going to say, check out all the videos over Luke's face that you can click right now to catch up with the latest WrestleRamble, WrestleTalk news. Subscribe to us on WrestleTalk because... the Wrestle Sketch is going up soon.
Yeah.
That's exciting. People have been asking for it. There hasn't been one in 3 months, but there's one coming up this weekend, and it's Battleground themed. Hope you like it. And of course, support Wrestle Talk on Patreon. I'm Ollie Davis. This is Luke Owen, and that was Rambling.